In today's video, I'll show you my favourite dog grooming products and tools that you can use at home to groom your dog. The first thing you'll need is a flat surface you can groom your dog on. You could use a laundry bench or even a table outside, but what I like to use is a grooming table. This is the grooming table I purchased from Amazon when I started my grooming business, and I absolutely love it. It has a non-stick surface here on the top, which is made of rubber. This is great for dogs so they don't slip around. It also has adjustable grooming arms, so depending on the height of your dog you're grooming, you can adjust these knobs up the top here to suit. And on the top arm here, it has these 3 little hooks here. 3 on the left of the bar, there's 3 on the right. And what you can do with those is hang things. So at the moment I'm hanging a belly sling. You can also hang, say, a grooming hammock. It's portable as well, so underneath here you'll see these legs, they do fold up. So if you fold up the legs, take off the grooming arms, you can easily store it away once you've finished grooming. Grooming your dog can hurt your back because you're constantly leaning over. And if you're new to grooming, it could take you a couple of bursts to finish grooming your dog over a couple of days. So what I do is I use a hairdresser's stool. This one here has a lever to adjust the height. It also has wheels so I can move around the table and groom every side of the dog. And it's really handy when you're grooming their legs or their belly or groin area because you'll be at the same height as them. I have a pair of Heinegger cordless clippers. I absolutely love that they're cordless because it makes it really easy to maneuver around the dog you're grooming. The corded clippers can get a bit tangled, especially if your dog moves around a bit. I've had these clippers for 4 years now. I was lucky enough to buy them secondhand from the grooming school I trained at, because they are a little bit expensive, but they are worth it. They do come with a size 10 blade on them. You can purchase cheaper clippers, just do your research first. I have found some of the cheaper clippers you can buy from, say, Kmart or Aldi aren't strong enough to clip through thick fur. This is my set of combs I attach to my clippers. They attach to A5 blades, which is what I use. There's 8 different combs in this set. I love using a number 4, which is 13 millimeters on most of my grooms. But in summer, I do prefer to use a number 2 most of the time because it does cut to a shorter length, which is 6 millimeters. If a puppy comes in for its first groom, I like to use either a size 7 or an 8. This is the longest length you can clip with using this comb set, which is 25 millimeters. And the reason why I groom with such a long length is because a puppy's first time at a groomer's is more about getting them used to the process rather than cutting off a lot of fur. Now these are really easy to attach to your clippers. All you do is pop them on the top here and you're ready to go. I absolutely love my mini trimmers. They're cheap and I use them on every single dog I groom. I use them to shave their feet, shave in between their paws, shave their armpits, shave out the little mats behind their ears, shave their sanitary areas. They're really great for grooming small dogs because you can get into those really small, hard to reach places like armpits. I prefer to use these Sheer Magic mini trimmers because they're quieter than other brands I've tried. I've also tried another couple of brands and they've actually grazed the dogs I've groomed with the teeth here. And these ones have never done that before, so I highly rate Sheer Magic mini trimmers. This is my slicker brush. It's the one and only brush I use on all the dogs I groom. I do only groom dogs that need to be clipped, so if your dog has a short coat, you might want to use a different brush. Slicker brushes have fine, wiry bristles, and they're really great for removing loose fur and getting out any knots or mats. I bought this one from Kmart about 4 years ago, and it's still in great condition. Other groomers I know do prefer to use a double-sided flexible slicker brush. One side of the brush is specifically for brushing the dog and the other side is for getting out knots and mats. The flexible head can put less strain on your hands and wrists, so I'll link to one of those in the description below for you to check out. If you're new to grooming, a pair of dog grooming straight scissors with a rounded tip is absolutely essential. The rounded tip here can prevent you from accidentally cutting your dog's skin or paw pads. When I first started grooming, I also bought a basic scissor and comb set, which came with multiple scissors, otherwise known as shears, and a comb, which were quite cheap. I used the straight scissors, which you'll notice doesn't have a round tip on it. I use these scissors to trim most areas of the dog. However, I always use the rounded tip scissors when I trim the fur between a dog's eyes, just in case they accidentally move so I don't accidentally poke them in an eye with the sharp edge. This set also comes with 2 curved scissors, one for right-handed and one for left-handers. I'm a right-handed, so I use these scissors to trim around dogs' feet, to trim their tail, trim their ears, and to also trim the fur around their mouth. When my scissors get a little bit blunt, I often then use the left-handed scissors while I get the other pair sharpened. The set also includes a pair of thinning shears. These scissors are great to use when grooming your dog's head to blend together the haircut or to soften it if you don't want that blunt cut look that you get from normal scissors. They can also be used to remove unwanted bulk, like from around your dog's muzzle if the fur is really thick. I also use this comb to comb through my dog's tails, their ears. I use it when I trim the fur around their eyes and around their face to create that teddy bear look. And I also use this comb to comb through the rest of their body once I brush through with the slicker brush, just to check for any hidden mats or knots. A dematting tool is a groomer's best friend. The one I like to use is from Showtech. It has 11 serrated blades that easily cut through mats, tangles, and knots. Once the mat is broken up, you simply need to brush through with the slicker brush to remove the rest of the mat completely. These are the nail clippers I use. They're a small size because I mainly groom dogs that are around 10 kilos, but you can buy them in a larger size if you do have a big dog. These clippers are really easy to hold, they're quite comfortable, and on the back here they have a safety guard which you can use, which will help prevent you from over clipping a nail. This is a container of corn flour I use if I accidentally cut the quick of a nail and it bleeds. I pour some of this onto a makeup pad and hold it to the nail to stop the bleeding. Now there is a product on the market that you can buy. It's called Quick Stop Septic Powder, and this will also do the same job and stop the bleeding. I'll link to it below. Using a dryer will drastically speed up the drying process. You may be tempted to whip out your human hairdryer. However, dog skin is a lot thinner than human skin, which means our hairdryers can easily dry out their skin, or worse, burn them if it's on a heat setting. You could use a human dryer on a cool setting. However, human hairdryers aren't as powerful as a pet dryer, which means it would take a lot longer to dry your dog. Pet dryers like mine use force to remove water from the hair. My dryer here comes with a couple of heat settings. It comes with high, low, and off, which is what I use in summer. It also has a dial to increase the speed of the air, so you can play with that. You can dial up to high or low, depending how comfortable your dog is with it. This dryer also comes with a couple of different nozzles, which you can play around with. I attach this slip lead to my grooming arm to help keep dogs still while I groom them. I prefer to use this instead of the grooming loops that come with my grooming table because I can tie the slip lead to the grooming table using a quick release knot. So if a dog does accidentally fall off the table, the lead will release and the dog will fall to the floor without injuring their neck. I use this belly strap on dogs that try to sit down when I groom their back legs. I attach the clip to the top of my grooming table and I place the strap underneath the bellies of the dog and adjust it so that their feet are still flat on the table. This way they can rest their weight on the strap, which will prevent them from sitting while I groom their feet. This is my grooming jacket. It's made by GroomTech. It has a comfortable neckline, a zip down the side, and a pocket on the other side for your phone. It's also long enough to cover your bum, which is great because if you sit down on a stool that's covered in fur, the fur's not going to stick to your bum because it's made from 100% polyester, which is hair repellent. There's nothing worse than getting fur stuck on your clothes, putting those clothes into the wash, and the fur getting everywhere on everything in the washing machine. It isn't water resistant or water repellent, but I do find by wearing it, it does prevent your clothes from underneath from getting wet. I use VetClean dog shampoo and conditioner. Whatever your shampoo preference is, just make sure it's a dog shampoo. It's not recommended to use human shampoo on dogs. They do have a different pH balance to us, which means our shampoo can be too acidic for them and damage their skin. I wash the dogs I groom in my bath, so I've attached this push-on shower head to my bath faucet, so I've got this hose to easily rinse them down. The first one I purchased was from eBay, and it was really stiff and hard to move around. but this second one I've purchased from Bunnings and it's 10 times better. I hope today's video was helpful. If you have any questions, please pop them below. Thanks for watching.